And this is the next episode of our Manifest 101 series. So, today we are going to talk about frequency aligning with your highest energy. So, today we're going to dive deep into frequency, what it means, how it shapes your reality, and how you can raise your frequency to attract everything you desire. Because you may have heard people say you attract what you are. You attract what you are. But what does that sentence really means? How do we shift our frequency to align with our dream life? We're going to talk about that in today's episode. So, first, we are gonna go into understanding frequency and attraction. So, everything in this world, me and you, and my thoughts and your thoughts or emotions or experiences vibrate at a certain frequency. So, an analogy or an example that I would use is think of yourself as a radio tower. The station you tune into is the reality that you experience. So, if you are vibrating on a low frequency, the low self-worth frequency, a low frequency, then you will attract people, you will attract the environment, you will attract the opportunities that reflect your frequency. But if you shift your frequency, you shift your energy. Yes, some people call it energy. You shift your frequency. You shift your energy to a certain level, the higher level, the self-love and abundance level, for example, then your entire world will start it to align with your frequency. So, for example, you shift to a high frequency, then you will attract the people with the same frequency who are vibrating at the same frequency as you. So if you are good, if you are grateful, if you are good, then you attract good people to your life. You attract luckiness. You attract opportunities to your life. So when you shift your energy to if when you shift your energy to the higher frequency, yeah, then your entire world will start aligning with it. Everything, your health, your relationship, your environment, your friendship, everything. So the key is your external world, your external world is a reflection of your internal frequency. I really love this sentence. Your external world is a reflection of your internal frequency. What do you think? How do you feel? And the energy you put out come right back to you. You can see it. If you are currently stuck in a bad group of friends, if you are surrounded by people that, I don't want to say it, but like bad people, they are not looking for improvements in their life, then you need to start to do the inner work and you have to do the work to raise your frequency and you have to uh, take the initiate to step out of that. So, talk more into what you are, you attract. Your energy determines what you attract. Your vibration determines what you attract. So, have you ever noticed? I'm gonna take an example. Emily and Evelyn. Okay. So Emily, she is a very happy. Now, happy is to. She is a very confident girl, full of gratitude. She always look for She always looks for improvements in her life. She is eager for knowledge. She is at peace with herself. She put herself first, and she loves everyone around her. She acts with kindness. She acts with love. Opportunities pop up for her. People treat her with kindness because she put out kindness into the world, so the world is going to treat her with kindness. And her life just seemed perfect. Everywhere she goes, she is supported. That because her frequency is high and she is in alignment with the version of herself that naturally attracts abundance. She is aligning with her highest self. She puts out kindness into the world, she receives kindness. She's always eager for knowledge. She's always looking for room for improvements. So she improves herself every single day and eventually becomes the highest version of herself. Then eventually she will attract good opportunities. Eventually, that is the thing that eventually has to happen when she's vibrating at a certain frequency. And on the other side, Evelyn. Evelyn is a girl who is stressed, anxious, insecure, and she feels like everything goes wrong in her life. She keeps getting stuck in group of friends. She keeps meeting people that drains her energy. Things don't work out for her and she feels really stuck. And let me tell you, that is not a coincidence because it's her frequency setting the tone for what she experienced. So the truth here is you don't attract what you want, but you attract what you are energetically aligned with. So you might wonder, I said affirmations help you attract what you want. You want something, then you get it. So why am I saying you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are energetically? Because everything we manifest, we do affirmations, everything, every inner work that we do we do that not because for example, if you write affirmations every day, but if you don't take the initiative to step out of your comfort zone and to step out of that toxic friend group, then you'll never get the things that you want. So we do the inner work to raise our frequency. Yes, we do the inner work to raise our frequency. And when we raised our frequency, then we attract good things into our life. So, we are gonna go into the step-by-step guide on how to do that. And like the last episode, I have talked about affirmations, and affirmations are a very good way to do this. Oh, affirmations, writing affirmations, listening affirmations, saying good, kind words to yourself is a very interesting way, a very effective way to raise your vibration and your frequency, but there is a lot more into it. Okay, so let's talk about a real life example for you to have a broader look into frequency. Let's talk about something that we have all experienced, outgrowing people. Have you ever had a group of friends? They could be your high school friends and your college friends, whatever. And once you were inseparable, you guys were inseparable, like you and that girl or you and those girls, you go everywhere together, you do everything together. But as you started evolving, you naturally drifted apart. You guys naturally drifted apart and you just don't know why. It just happened. It just happened. And you were like after 2 or 3 months of not talking, you were like, wait, I haven't talked to her for 2 months. And you know, it's not something heartbreaking, but your relationships, you guys' relationships started to drift it apart. It's like little drops of water. It just drifted apart, drifted apart. Even if you guys live in the same city, even if you guys literally go to the same school, but you guys rarely talk, and you guys rarely see each other. Like everyone's has their own business, and nobody cares about each other anymore. Yes, and like suddenly, it's like you guys have never crossed paths. Why does this happen? Because when you have shit to do, when you have things to do, maybe you focus on your study, maybe you do this, do that. I don't care. I don't know. Um, you maybe do the inner work, or maybe you focus on your health, your wellness. It's personal, you know. Everyone has different experiences, but when you start doing that, you raise your frequency. You start working on yourself, healing, setting boundaries. Learn about start reading, start creating new habits. You started stepping into your power. You stop matching the energy of those who aren't on that same path. So, for example, your previous friend group, they always love hanging out and, um, smoking, vaping, and, just they don't focus on studying. And when you are vibrating on the same frequencies as them, then you were like, oh my gosh, hanging out with them is so much fun. Like they understand me, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But when you started evolving, you started adapting new habits, you start to improve yourself, improve your health, improve your appearance. You started to, find new hobbies, focus on your studies more, practice wellness, do the inner work to heal yourself from your wounds or from whatever wounds that you have. And you realize that what you were doing in the past is not serving you right now, so you change. You don't drink anymore, you don't smoke anymore. Then you will eventually drift apart from that group of friends. So yeah, that is a pretty clear example. And you know that the universe, you meet someone because you need to teach them a lesson, or they need to teach you a lesson. And when both of you guys, or when you have learned the lesson, then it's like you guys will never cross path again. So you meet them, maybe you meet them, mm, because the universe wants you to uh to just raise your frequency. You meet them because you have to acknowledge that what you are doing isn't right. So, for example, you are in a bad group of friends, and if you have never met that bad group of friends, you will never acknowledge that what you are doing is not good. Yeah. So, for example, you are hanging out with a bad group of friends, and then you started to do things differently, and then you raise your frequency. So, if you have never been there, then you will never learn how it is, and you will never acknowledge the fact that what you are doing is wrong. Some people, I'm speaking from some point of views. Not everyone's stories are like that, but everyone's stories are different. So, you meet them for a reason. And when you raise your frequency, you are no longer in alignment with them. So you guys naturally drifted apart. And that is the magical thing about vibration, about frequency, because it's not about cutting people off. It's not about you cutting people off and you like, oh, you guys don't deserve me anymore and I'm gonna stop talking to you. It's not that. It's not cutting people off. Like, you just naturally drifted apart. It's about energetic separation. It it sounds very like wordy, but it's about energetic separation. When your vibration shifts, so does your reality. Certain relationships, situations, and habits that once felt familiar just don't align with you anymore. And that is totally okay. It's a sign of growth. So let's move on to the next part. I'm going to talk about practical steps to align with higher frequencies. So, we went through what is frequency, and we have looked into a few examples of it. So, I'm going to give you some ideas to align with your highest frequency. So first, here is a step that I very like, that I love. I really love. Is you gotta ask yourself. So, um, what is your what is the version of yourself that you've always dreamed of has? So the highest version of yourself, maybe she is a kind, she's a loving person, she is a person who was always full of gratitude. Maybe the highest version of yourself got into your dream school. Maybe she has a six-figure business, whatever. And then you write down first, what does the highest version of yourself do, does financially? So, for example, if the highest version of yourself has $1,000, how will she spend it? What and how is her friends? So, for example, what are the people are your highest versions of yourselves friends? I don't know how to say it. I started to mumbling, but yeah, what are her friends like? Are her friends kind person? Are her friends and just millionaire billionaires? Are her friends always look for improvements? Are her friends always treat her right? Are her friends always be there for her no matter what? How would the highest version of yourself dress? How would she act? What are her daily habits? You ask yourself those questions and you start live the day as your highest version, as the highest version of yourself. So for example, she wakes up at 6 a.m. You wake up at 6 a.m. She goes to Pilates every morning, or she works out every morning. You work out every morning. You do the exact same thing the highest version of yourself does. And because you does the exact same thing the highest version of yourself does, then you are her. You are her. Yes. So the highest version of yourself maybe has creative hobbies. Then you have creative hobbies. You started looking for creative hobbies. That is a very interesting way to do it. And I love it. I've been putting this into actions, and I just love, like, I feel healthier, and I feel like I'm just in an energy bubble that is challenging yet comfortable, because I know that I am in alignment with my higher self, and it feels challenging because you have to, like, um those habits of running 5 kilometers every single day. The habit is not easy. It's challenging, but when you do it, and you feel like you feel the satisfaction, it's a really nice way to challenge yourself and to step into your power and the highest version of yourself. So another way to change your frequency is to change how you feel. So, there are high vibrational emotions such as gratitude, love, excitement, peace, and confidence. And there are low vibration emotions such as fear and doubt and anger, insecurity. So you just gotta learn how to pause every time you have a reaction, or every time you are thinking negatively. You pause and you ask yourself, is this thought serving me? If this thought is not serving me, then you replace it with a thought that does. Shift your thoughts and emotions. Shifting it is all about knowing when to pause. Yes, and if you are angry, then you pause. Pause for 5 seconds. You take a deep breath, exhale, and you ask yourself, is this emotions serving me? How can I do different? How can I react differently that will still solve the problem, but it will not affect my mood for that day? And the next thing that you could do to reprogram your energy, reprogram your subconscious mind is affirmations. Use affirmations effectively. So go back to episode 1 where I talked about it. So, another thing you can do is protect your energy and set boundaries. This is a very important thing because you cannot raise your vibration if you are constantly being around energy draining people. People that, just wake up at 12 a.m. and doom scrolling all day. You have to learn to say no to things that feel misaligned. For example, will you go out and smoke a cigarette with me? No, I have to stay at home and do whatever I want to do, but not smoking a cigarette with you. For example, like that. Because you cannot raise your vibration if you're constantly hanging around low vibration people, energy draining people. So protect your peace, learn to say no. I know it's not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy thing to do. So for example, if your friends ask you to go out with them, but you don't feel comfortable, you feel rejected by them, you feel used by them, then just say, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to go today. I'm gonna stay at home and do and spend time to perfecting my crocheting skill or whatever. I'm not going out with you today. I'm not feeling like it. Learn to say no because one fact is that when you say yes too much, they're not gonna respect you. So if you are always willing to postpone everything you're planning to do to go out with them, then they're not gonna value you because they know that you will always be there. But when you have plans, you stick to your plans, and they ask you, "Are you free?" Then you comfortably say, "No, I'm not. I have plans." Then they are gonna respect you because you respect yourself. They only respect you when you respect yourself. And a thing that I love doing this, is surround myself with high vibrational people, high vibration people and content. So, because when you are vibrating at a certain level and you hang out with the person who is like, who has, who is like energy draining, then you're not gonna feel good. You're gonna feel like shit, and you're not gonna learn anything from them. There is a saying that goes, when you are the smartest person in the room, go to another room. That is a very good quote that I just love. If you are the smartest person in the room, then go to another room. Because obviously this room is not serving you anymore. You want to constantly learn and grow every single day. So if you are the smartest person in that room, then you are done with that room. That room is not serving your purpose anymore. So move to another room. Okay? So that's why I just love hanging out with talented people, because when you are hanging out with people below you, you will not learn anything from them. And maybe they will drag you down with them because environment matters. Environment is a very important element in our life. When you are surrounded by high vibrational people, people who you can learn something from, people that can improve you, you can look and learn from them, you grow into the higher version of yourself. So spend time with people who embody the energy that you want to cultivate, who that you can learn something from. If you want to feel more abundant if you want to feel loving, or if you want to be kind, then surround yourself with kind people. Yes, if you want to feel a certain energy, then surround yourself with people who already have that energy. And you can listen to podcasts, read books, and watch content that uplifts and inspires you. And I think you should declutter your digital space. So, like, unfollow accounts that make you feel insecure and replace them with content that empowers you. There are a lot of Instagram accounts that post like woman empowerment content and, those very interesting contents that you could follow and learn something new every single day. And again, align your actions with your highest self. I already talked about that. Just ask yourself, what will my highest self do? Would she scroll on her phone for hours? Or would she journal and meditate? Would she settle for toxic relationships? Or would she demand the love that she deserves? Would she procrastinate? Or would she take one small action toward her goals? So, just like that, the more you act like the version you want yourself to become, then the faster your frequency aligns with that reality, because actions matter, actions really does matter. So, we have come to an end, and I just want to share with you my final thoughts of this episode. You are always in control of your frequency, because the beauty and the magic of this journey is that you have the power to shift your reality at any moment. Just think like the life you dream of is already yours. You just have to match the energy of it. Just take small steps, because small steps matters. Small steps are the most powerful thing. Today you may not be great, but tomorrow you will improve day by day. So just take small steps toward your goals. Started doing the inner work, journaling, learning about everything that will benefit you. So I want you to take one small step toward raising your vibration, because it's a very essential thing. Whether it's replacing a negative thought with a positive thought, or setting a boundary, or simply taking a deep breath and choosing peace. You know, inhale, exhale, listen to some meditation music, 4 hertz frequency. Do something that aligns you with your highest self. And I think that this is the end of this podcast. And thank you for staying tuned. I'm gonna see you in the next episode. Love you. Bye.